Most animals are known by humans to usually be non-threatening, and they do not take risks in vain. But there are some exceptions. Some amazing creatures seem to fear no one at all. They give off the impression of being the most fearless creatures on the planet. During long dark nights, residents of the Australian island of Tasmania hear awesome howls that often interfere with sleep. This is how Tasmanian devils communicate with each other. They are night marsupial predators. The first European settlers called the unprecedented animals this because of its black hair, huge mouth with sharp teeth, sinister nightly screams, and fierce temper. At first glance, the Tasmanian devil resembles a squat dog. Its paws are flat like those of a bear. It has an elongated muzzle with long whiskers, which look like a giant rat. Tasmanian devils are small. They do not exceed 25 inches in length. On average, they weigh 18 pounds and have a 10-inch long tail, which is kind of a storeroom for fat. These animals lead a solitary lifestyle, as they have a grumpy and unsociable character. When meeting with the enemy, the marsupial predator resorts to a psychological attack, the very heart-wrenching cry. It sounds extremely unpleasant, like a loud roar, sometimes like a piercing squeal, tearful, grumbling, and howling. In addition, in case of danger, they become the source of a strong and unpleasant odor like skunks. Tasmanian devils have a large head with a huge mouth littered with sharp teeth. The power of its jaw allows it to crush bones, the spine, and even the skull of other animals with a single bite. It eats prey entirely, including the skin and bones, and also absorbs any corpse. With a super-sensitive sense of smell, the Tasmanian devil is able to smell carrion at a great distance. Apparently, it is even pleased when the meat is rotten and decomposed. A man used to consider the gorilla a big, ferocious, and ruthless beast. In Hollywood films, they often appear as a formidable monster, with a militant roar, beating on their chest and ready to pounce on the enemy at any moment. In reality, these large monkeys are very calm and peaceful beings. However, among all the monkeys, the gorilla is the strongest. The growth of an adult male can reach 7 feet and weigh between 300 and 430 pounds. Any bodybuilder would envy the developed muscles and strength of the gorilla. In the hands of a male lies enormous power, about 8 times more than that of a man. Fangs can reach 5 inches in length and can cause severe injuries. The massive appearance and size of a male gorilla is not just in its body, but also in its very large head of conical shape, as well as thick, dark, almost black hair. Gorillas live in small groups, which include the male, leader, several females, and their offspring. They lead a quiet family life. They fight extremely rarely, even amongst themselves. In the case of external aggression, the males protect the family, and the females save themselves and the young. The gorilla first tries to intimidate the enemy. It rushes forward and stops abruptly in front of the enemy, climbs up on its short hind legs, and beats on its chest, uttering a loud roar and baring its large teeth. The infuriated male does not attack until the enemy has fled, but in this case, he does not finish it off, but only bites the evader by the leg or another part of the body. Protecting their flock, the gorilla always stands to the death and does not retreat. Even such dangerous predators as leopards avoid meeting the male gorilla because the outcome of such a fight is hard to predict. The baboon is called the intellectual monkey. Among all African primates, baboons communicate more with humans than others. The main habitat is Middle and Eastern Africa. Being active and inquisitive creatures, monkeys live in society and do not lead a single life. The size of an adult individual reaches 30 inches without the tail, which is almost 24 inches in length. Baboons walk on all 4 legs and hold the tail at an angle to the body. When moving the pack, long tails raised high are visible from afar. In the wild, strong and intelligent baboons decide not to attack all predators. Baboons are not afraid to engage in real battles with leopards, hyenas, jackals, and lions. At the sight of the enemy, the male baboon lines up, exposes their sharp fangs, and bravely rush into the fray. Due to their strength, strong teeth, courage, and solidarity, they can be very dangerous. By the way, they are not afraid of people either, begging and stealing as soon as possible. Field raids are common occurrences in the life of baboons, and when tourist season begins, flocks of baboons descend from the mountains in order to raid car parks, cafes, restaurants, as well as places where you can profit from something edible. They imposingly walk through the streets, gut trash cans, and steal everything that lies around. But the worst thing is that they attack people. According to doctors, the bites of these animals are very dangerous because of possible infections, sometimes leading to death. In tropical forest and shrub savannas of Central and South Africa lives an amazing animal. Large, completely covered with thick fur, with a snout muzzle that is narrow and long, small eyes, and a very small mouth. But with huge claws and a long fluffy tail, it is the envy of everyone. This is a large animal, the giant anteater. The length of its body, from the nose to the tip of its tail, can reach 7 feet. The giant anteater weighs up to 104 pounds. An unusual beast with a very strange appearance moves along its hunting grounds with absolutely no fear. It looks peaceful and harmless, but this is a very deceptive impression. Predators know perfectly well the indomitable nature of an angry giant anteater and therefore bypass it. Even the jaguar and puma are rarely associated with it. It has a very powerful weapon for its enemies, claws up to 4 inches long. In case of danger, the giant anteater becomes very aggressive. It rarely runs away. It is easier for him to take to the fight. When attacking the enemy, it takes a very protective stance on its hind legs. The claws of its front paws slash the attacker, causing it serious injury. It is also able to squeeze and crush the enemy. A giant anteater can repel and mortally wound a person. Cassowaries are a genus of large flightless birds that live exclusively on the territory of the tropical forest of New Guinea, as well as the northeast regions of Australia. The name of this bird in translation from Indonesia means horned head. The naked blue head is protected by a kind of helmet, a special bone. Cassowary entered the Guinness Book of Records as the most dangerous bird on the planet. Despite the bright and rather sweet appearance of this animal, it is better to avoid meeting them. The bird is unpredictable and often attacks first. It weighs up to 130 pounds and has a height of over 6 feet and can lead to sad consequences. Its main feature is extreme irritability. If you disturb the peace of a cassowary, it can strike a fatal blow with its legs. They have incredibly strong fingers, which have sharp claws, and the main threat is a 5-inch claw. The cassowary can kill the enemy in one motion with a jump and with both legs at once. Considering the height and weight of an adult cassowary and dagger-sharp claws, it can inflict severe injury on a person. Fatalities have been known. The inhabitant of forests north of Eurasia, in Finland, Scandinavia, and Northern America, the wolverine is not afraid to fight for the prey with wolves or even a bear. The wolverine is one of the most interesting and relatively rare representatives of carnivorous mammals. The ferocity, strength, lack of fear, and excessive appetite make it a dangerous beast, capable of overcoming even a moose. In appearance, the wolverine is a pretty funny beast that looks like a huge badger. They are muscular with a squat torso, about 18 inches long, and weigh up to 55 pounds. They have thick, short legs with wide feet and long claws like those of a bear. They have thick brown fur and a small round head with a small amount of wool. The wolverine walks on all feet and, like the bear, can climb trees perfectly. Their disproportionately huge teeth and the tremendous force of the compression of the jaw allows the wolverine to boldly attack more massive rivals. This beast is very cautious, cunning, dexterous, strong, and enduring. The wolverine inspires fear even in experienced hunters. Without any embarrassment, it ruins their huts and tents, devastates the traps they set, eating the little animals caught in them. Wolverines have almost no natural enemies. Their courage and bravery inspire fear in even bears and lynxes, who dare not to approach these animals. They also have glands which emit a disgusting smelling scent. The wolves at a distance can smell the acrid smell of the wolverine. Knowing its aggressive nature, they also try to avoid meeting it, even at the price of abandoning its prey. Wolves are afraid of wolverines, but gathering in packs, they take revenge on the wolverine. When there are many wolves, the wolverine jumps into a tree and waits for them to leave, without showing the slightest anxiety. Wolverines are always confident in themselves. That's all for today. Tell us in the comments what other brave animals you know of, and don't forget to put like if you like this video. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more.